Good morning, and thank you for taking the time to invest in your body, to stretch, to wake up your body. Today we're going to be doing a number of stretches, but I want you to move at your own pace and only do things you feel comfortable with. The first thing I'd like you to do is just sit on your heels or sit on your toes and breathe. We're going to spend a minute in this position. If this feels a bit too painful for your ankles or feet, you can also sit on a yoga block or a foam roller. We're going to be here for about a minute, so focus on your breath and relax. We're waking up. If it feels good for you, you can also tuck your toes under like you see me doing here. You can also perform some head swivels or move your head or neck around to wake up your spine a little bit. Sometimes I even like to lean forward to a child's pose position and stretch out my toes and the bottoms of my feet, just waking up your body, preparing for this stretch practice that we're going to complete today. I recommend you do what feels comfortable for you. If it's sitting on your toes, then sit on your toes. If it's sitting on your heels, then sit on your heels. If it's swaying side to side, you can do that. We're going to start today with our first position, the lunge position. So you're just going to take this position and then move around. You can lean back slightly to stretch out more of your abs. You can place your hands above your head or on your hips, whichever feels right for your body this morning. For the back leg, you can tuck the toes under or relax the back foot. It's totally up to you. This first position, this lunge position, we're leaning back. We're stretching out our whole front body. Now, if it's in your practice this morning, you can try and reach back to grab your foot. If you can't quite reach it, or if you stumble, that's okay. You can just stay in this lunge position as you are right now. You can also try leaning forward and pushing out that front leg. But now we're going to switch to the other side to lunge on side number 2. And the same thing as the first side. You can place your hands on your hips. You can lean forward and push your knee out. You can bring your hands overhead and lean back. We're just trying to stretch out our hips and the muscles in the front of our body. We're going to stay here for about a minute. So move around and get that blood flowing. And again, if it's in your practice today, you can reach back and grab your foot or ankle. It will intensify the stretch. If it feels too painful or unstable, just don't even try it. Just stay in that lunge stretch. A few more seconds, and we're going to transition to triangle pose on the first side. So the goal with triangle pose is to keep both legs straight and get your hands onto the ground. Now, if your hands don't reach the ground, you can use a yoga block or a foam roller or an ottoman or anything else to put your hand on as you're in this position. I like to alternate between keeping my front foot flat and coming up onto my front heel. Also, if it feels good for you, you can twist or open up towards one side or towards the other side, focusing on keeping that front leg as straight as you can, as best as you can, making sure not to feel any pain or discomfort in your knees. Now, in this triangle position, I try to bring my shoulder back, so it's a little bit of a rotation as well. You can also try rotating the other way, which might be a bit more challenging. Everyone's different. See how it feels for you. The last thing that I like to do is kind of bend deep into a lunge and then straighten that front leg. And bend again into a lunge and straighten. And just kind of flow through this before switching to the other side. And again, we're going to try to keep both feet facing forward, both legs straight. Hands on the ground or on yoga blocks. Feeling a good stretch in both legs. Don't forget to breathe. If it feels right for you and your body, you can rotate one direction or the other. Trying to think about rotating from the shoulder. So not just throwing your arm behind you, but trying to flex your whole shoulder and your shoulder blade back to get that full rotation. Now, just like we did on the other side, if it feels good, you can come up onto your heel, your front heel, or straighten that foot down. Or you can even go into a few lunge positions and flow into a deep lunge and then back into a hamstring stretch. We're going to transition into our next position, which is a side splits position. So this one can be quite challenging. You want to get a wide position with your feet, but not too wide that you feel out of control. So you want to be able to support your body weight with just your legs if you need to. At any moment, you should be able to take your hands off the ground. Now, your hands can be on the ground or on a yoga block or a foam roller if you need. We're trying to keep this active by using the muscles of our legs to support our body weight, getting a really good inner thigh stretch. We're going to be here a few more seconds. When you're ready, we're going to sit all the way back and down into a pancake stretch. So in this position, I want you to try to tilt your hips forward. So if your lower back is really rounded or this is a difficult position to sit in, you can sit on top of a yoga block or just elevate your butt slightly. Now, what I like to do is I like to flow from one side to the other and get a really good stretch in my lower back and in my hamstrings. I recommend you move as feels best for you. So you can lean forward in the center, you can lean towards the right or the left. You can just move around to find what your body wants. We're going to be here for about another 30 seconds or so. So move around and have some fun. So we're only going to hold this another second or two, and then we're going to go into a cross-legged stretch for just a few seconds per side. So when you're ready, you can cross your legs in front of you. Whichever leg is in front, you want to hug the opposite knee. So if your left leg is in front, you want to hug your right knee like I'm doing here. Might feel like a really good hip stretch or lower back stretch. We're only holding it for a second or two. You can switch your legs, so if your right leg is in front, you're hugging that left knee. You can see I'm pushing down on my knee to get a little bit more of a stretch in my hip. So we're just holding that for a second. Now we're going to go into a cobra pose or a core stretch. So the goal here is to keep your hips on the ground and stretch your core. You can see I'm on my side here, so I'm stretching my oblique. And I'm trying to keep my body in a straight line. This feels like a really good stretch in my abs. You can go back to a regular cobra pose, or you can go to the other side. Now in this position, I'm trying to push my arm away from my head, so I'm not shrugging my shoulder up. Now, once you're ready, we're going to go to our last stretch, which is going to be a pigeon stretch on each side. If you feel like you need to revisit any of the stretches we've already done, you can do that now, because there's only about 2 or 3 minutes left in this morning mobility routine. We're going to hold pigeon on this side, pigeon on the other side, and then we are all done. Now in this pigeon position, I have my front leg tucked under me, and my back leg is as straight as I can get it behind me. This should feel like a really good stretch in your hip. We're going to hold this for about another 20 seconds. So get comfortable and focus on your breath. Once you are ready, we are going to transition to the other side. This is the last stretch that we will be holding for today. So enjoy it. Appreciate the work that you're putting in to better yourself, to improve your body, to start your day on the right step, on the right foot, and to get a bit more flexible. We're going to hold this about another 30 seconds. So enjoy it. Great job this morning. This marks the end of our practice and the beginning of your day. If this is the beginning of your day, I hope you have a magnificent day. I hope you laugh. I hope you spread love. I hope you feel love. I hope you do even more stretching or exercise. And thank you for taking part in this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of this morning mobility session. If you like this video, like it, share it, subscribe. I'll be coming out with more content just like this. That's all for today, but I will see you next time. Take care, guys.